Hey folks, welcome to the instructions for Application Project 3 Financial Statement Analysis, Spring 2021. A brief summary of this project is it is worth 16 points, 16% of your grades. One thing you're going to notice is that the expectations of what you're doing are going to be growing as we've gone more into depth. So keep that in mind as you're working that. This project builds and includes SRP1 and SRP2. It's important to integrate these together into one document that flows. And remember, you can put this all together and move slides around. You don't have to create anything new, you just need to organize it. And I do suggest that you have an index as you move into this one. There are 4 very distinct parts of this project, and the points for each section are identified as we go through this. It's due no later than 11:15 on May 3rd, 2021. So if you want to get it done earlier, you're more than welcome to get it done earlier, and then you can have everything done before you get to finals. That would be good for you, make it easier for me too. You're creating, in essence, a research report on this company. It's not just putting all 3 projects into one document. Tell a story. You're going to be making a recommendation. It's a research report. So tell the story. It's in PowerPoint. Do your work in Excel and either copy and paste it into PowerPoint or attach it. Use the notes section as appropriate. Attach Excel worksheets. But most importantly, do an audio and or video comments to explain things. Walk it through. Okay? So you probably would look at it as if you were doing it in person. If you'd rather walk through it in person, just let me know. We'll set up a time and you can walk through it. Purpose of the assignment is for you to be able to normalize earnings, build assumptions and forecasts, utilize discounted cash flow to value a company, use multiple other approaches to value the company, and then make a recommendation based on your work. So these are the things that you should be expected to do through this, and it mirrors the last few units in the lecture component. And it demonstrates the ability to use and build defined models and present information in an easy to comprehend format, balancing too much with too little. How do you use notes and attachments as you're doing that becomes the question. How will we grade the project? Again, same as last time. Organization and presenting, 20%. Communication demonstrates understanding. Accuracy, important. Depth. Depth is really important as you move into this. You got to connect the pieces. Do you understand it, or are you asking a question? How is everything tied together? 20%. So my experience has been, and I've been teaching this course for a few years now, is that these are the 2 that students always struggle with if they struggle. These 2, pretty easy. But this is where people lose points here, especially on the last one, okay? Because you're running to get it done. Take your time on it. That's why we're doing, you got these instructions. It's like April 4 when I'm doing this. So you have a whole month. So take the time and do it right. Normalize earnings. Based on the work you did in Project 2, normalize the historical 5-year earnings and create an EBITDA for the most current historical year. That's 1 point only. Task 2, develop a set of assumptions and create forecasts. This is worth 6 points. So we're going to look at 3 cases, a bear, a business as usual, and a bold case. So you're going to need to build an assumption set for each one of these. Now, successful people will review these with me before you finalize them. Okay, so I say it again, smart people will review their assumptions before they move forward. Why would you do that? Well, it's worth 6 points. So if you make a wrong assumption or it doesn't make enough sense, you're going to lose points. Sending it to me earlier, I'll look at it, and if I'm okay with the assumptions, it becomes a mathematical exercise for you. So you can pretty much help control that by that. Prepare a forecast for the next 5 years for the bear, business as usual, and bold case. You're going to have to include the impact of the strategies you defined in previous projects. You're going to then value the company based on the discount cash flow method, both exit multiple and growth and perpetuity for each scenario. For cost of capital, use what you completed in project 2, 10% and 15%. Okay? And those are the discount rates that you'd be using. Value the company based on multiple methods. So that's valuing the company, that's 6. The last thing is to make a recommendation. 3 points. It's a summary. Review everything you've done, and when you think about why we do analysis, it's for a purpose. We don't just do it as an academic exercise, we do it to make a decision. So, Mr. Success wants to know if the company is overvalued, fairly valued, or undervalued. So when you make your recommendation, you should indicate, based on what you have done, the current and the forecasted prices, is the company overvalued, fairly valued, undervalued? I want to see those specific words. Tell him what you think the fair value range is. Since you're doing this, if you go back and look through the valuation, they're all ranges. It isn't giving you a exact number. It's a range given a set of assumptions in an economic environment. What is the range? Tell him for each case. He also wants to know whether you should buy it or not. So first is it overvalued, fairly valued, undervalued? What you think the range is, and he wants to know whether he should buy it or not. And he wants to understand your rationale. So you want to give some very specific reasons of why you think he should buy it. And this covers everything we have in the course. You will have a research presentation. Yes, you've spent all semester on it, but I would suggest to you that you could now complete one of these within a day. Top to bottom, do an excellent job. So remember, integrate, make sure it's all together. Trends. Don't get caught up at a point in time. It's about quantitative and qualitative. It's just not about the numbers. It's about what do they mean. So come back to something I've been saying all semester. What does it say? What does it mean? And why does it matter? You collect data, organize data, interpret data, and then present data. You analyze, tie it together. What should you expect? Assumptions are critical. Ranges are meaningful. Exact points aren't. To say that the stock is worth X dollars, no, it's within a range. Interpret the data. This project will take you between 10 and 12 hours to complete. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know. Think about letting me look at your assumptions before you finalize it. It'll make it easier. You should find some samples out there, so if you have any questions, please let me know.